We are gonna get shit on so
Oh,
bad for this,
yeah,
dude.
we're gonna. I
I'm
know
just like,
it's.
I don't even want to check the comments on
I
this
don't
one.
either. I don't either. It'll be great.
If you're watching this right now and you haven't hit the like button, Billy, get on it. Bug your brother. Tell him to do the same.
Okay, from Patreon, we're gonna start with Wyatt, who says, "Hey guys, question for Monday's mailbag on Tuesday this week: Is Jordan Romano the Blue Jays closer long term? If
Yes.
so, all right, there you go. Thanks for the question, Wyatt. Um,
Sorry.
sorry, is Romano the Jays closer long term? If so, what does his contract look like?
How many years of control does Mr. Romano still have?
Including this year, 3 years. So he's in his
Okay.
first year of arbitration.
First year of arbitration
He'll be a
and
free agent at 33.
at 33. I don't think you even worry about an extension or a contract with Jordan Romano until it comes up. At 33, he is going to probably be in his prime as a closer. You see those 33, 34-year-old guys who can still get the velo up there, which is what really Jordan Romano hangs his slider on, is the fact that he can hit 100 and just throw slider. I kind of compared it to duck, duck, goose, right?
Mhm.
The annoying kid who just loves the attention. He's the guy running around the circle, and all he's doing is screaming duck the whole time. You're waiting on goose, and that's kind of the way Jordan Romano operates with his slider, right? He just fires sliders at you until you're convinced it's got to be a slider, and then he hits you with that goose. And at 33 years old, he should still be able to do the velo to make that slider fastball pairing work. And you see where he's at. We see relievers constantly, even though Jordan Romano has been incredibly consistent over the last 3 years. You got to wait and see where that's at. You need to wait and see where this Blue Jays pen is at too. Who knows? By that time, Zach Pop could be our full-time closer. You never know.
So I'm with you on the wait and see. Just for framing this closer salary talk. Edwin Diaz, 19.6 million. Obviously, his season is over after the World Baseball Classic. He's 29 years old. Kenley Jansen, 16 mil at 35 years old. Raisel Iglesias at 16 mil, 33 years old. Liam Hendricks, 14.3 at 34 mil. Josh Hader, 14 mil, and he's 29 years old. Then with Houston, you've got 14 million for Ryan Presley. He's 34 years old as well. So for me, it comes down to like, yeah, it's a wait and see approach for sure. And a lot of it is going to come down to playoff performances.
Yeah, I would say so too.
Like
Big game performances.
Yeah, if the Jays go on a couple deep runs over the next 3 years and Romano is not blowing it for us on the biggest stage, then yeah, break out the checkbook and you give him 80 million over 4 or 5 years. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
you
know.
know
I'm
what?
not saying that he deserves to be paid more than Edwin Diaz, but I am saying that 3 years from now, prices are just going up every year anyways, right? So I don't think that 20
If
million a year
there's
is even going to be the highest paid closer at that point.
if there's anything to be said about Jordan Romano, it is that he does seem to be that big game guy, that big situation pressure dude. In fact, this is a stat from the flight deck. Brant Dubs on Twitter. He says Jordan Romano in non-save situations, 101 games, 96 innings pitched, 4.31 ERA, a 1.38 whip, 16 home runs given up. Save situations, 70 games, 73.1 innings pitched, 0.49 ERA, 0.72 whip, 2 home runs given up. And that goes to show you, maybe bringing Jordan Romano in non-save situations isn't the way to go about it. That's a fairly substantial sample size that was just given there. And when Jordan Romano has a save that he can gobble up, he's going to get it.
Yes and no. I mean, this is, I think, a great example of where stats can be the truth, but not entirely
The whole picture.
fair, because the reason he was not getting save opportunities early in his MLB career is because he wasn't good enough for that yet, right? Like, I'm looking at his
Mhm.
2019 season, 17 games, 15 innings pitched, zero save opportunities as a 26-year-old. Obviously, you're not putting a rookie in the closer role, right? Well, his
Mhm.
ERA that year was 7.6. So
There is a reason why Jordan
it's
Romano was straight up um not given the opportunity to be a closer. They were trying to work him into a starter. He wound up getting taken in the Rule 5 draft by Texas. They returned him. They flipped him to a reliever. And even at that point, when they flipped him to a reliever, they weren't seeing those triple digits out of his fastball. So he was a low leverage guy. And that is such a good it's such an important thing to bring up, Adam, what you just talked about, right? Is that
like
we're going off stats that are old here for
yeah,
the
like, I mean,
non-save
the
situation.
non-save situations. I just mean, like, let's look at his non-save opportunity stats since he's
Over the
become the
last 2
closer.
years.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then even if it's a smaller sample size, I feel like it's a more accurate representation of who he is, right? Like, if you go, well, he's pitched in 15 non-save opportunities and here are his numbers, over the course of since he's become the closer, that's someone do the homework for me.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's so I just want to throw a little bit of salt on the wound, water on the fire. I'm not ready for
Sure.
my analogies today, Scott.
Yes.
One cup of coffee, not cutting it. Not cutting it.
There's not enough
Anyways.
cream in Adam's body right now.
All right, get your comments in now. Thanks. No, anyways, it's a family show, Scott. All right. Thanks for the comment, Wyatt. Hope that didn't clear anything up for you. Next one comes from Patreon as well. Devin says, yesterday's loss was a frustrating one. Can you help me find a silver lining? Nate Pearson is my offer. 2 innings pitched. Leverage situation. I mean, tie ball game in the 8th. I didn't expect to see that from
No, I
Nate
agree.
Pearson.
Him going,
Like, this is
you
his
know what?
second appearance this season. He's coming in for multiple innings in a. I know he came in. It wasn't a tie game, but like, game wasn't out of hand. It wasn't a hey, go mop up the
No, it
rest of the
wasn't.
game, right? Like, and then he pitched well. I mean, gave up some fly balls that didn't leave the park, but 3
Hey,
strikeouts. He got out
he
of it.
went 2 innings. He went 2 innings. That was really impressive to see him go out there and close up the 7th and the 8th. Yeah, that's probably the silver lining.
I mean, Bo Bichette went 5 for 5.
Bo Bichette continues to be the silver lining. Almost no matter what happens in a game, we can go to Bo Bichette for the silver lining. The dude has been absolutely lights out, hitting a long one. His home runs continue to move up. He had 4 singles, I think it was, and just a big situation guy.